This daf Yom Yerushalmi Terumos. In the article Oz V'Hara edition, where top of Chafal from Rav, there is a header. Hama'aser Mavashel B'Shabbos V'Chulei. In Vilna, there's no header. It is on Yud Aleph of a base, and it is starting right away from Shul B'Shem Rabbi Avo, which is the word Rabbi is the last word on the 6th line down the page. Shmuel is the first word in the 7th line. Well, actually, since we have that, or at least in the article, we should read it. Hamas and Mavashel b'Shabbos talk about cooking on Shabbos. So the Rabbi Shimon Shavo b'Shogeg b'Isur uv'Mezid b'Isur. What we're talking about shogeg and mezid in our Mishnah. We're talking about when you did at the Isur. In other words, you're about on Shabbos itself. But if the pot was there before Shabbos, even if it's not properly stowed there, such as the oven is not, the ash is not removed from the oven, it's not or covered up in a manner which Chachamim aser, and it was cooked on Shabbos, there's no difference between shogeg and mezid, and they're both going to be permissible. Rabbi Yossi always said, Masnisa Amra Kain. Bryson tells us this. Actually, it's our Mishnah. It's Mishnah. Our Mishnah. Ma'aseh mevashel b'Shabbos. Somebody who's ma'aseh mevashel on Shabbos. B'shogeg yochel. B'shogeg can eat it. B'mezil yochel. B'shogeg b'Isur. B'mezil b'Isur. So it says on Shabbos, right? So therefore, it's when you did it at the time of the Isser, not when you did it at the time when it's still mutter midaraisa or the Osir Rabbanan for Shabbos. Tanya, Mavashel b'Shabbos, somebody cooks on Shabbos, b'shoigeg yochel, b'shoigeg you can eat it, b'mezid le'ochel. I'm not sure. Well, according to Brisa, because coming to Rabbi Yehuda, was not in the Mishnah. Yeah, so Vashim Shabbos Shoy Yochel Mezil Yochel Diva Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir b'Shogeg Yochel Motzei Shabbos, and on Shogeg you can eat Motzei Shabbos. Not on Shabbos itself, even not other people. Only Motzei Shabbos, and only after Kadesh Yaseh, of course. But Mezil Yochel Alamis, he himself should not eat forever. For others, it's going to be mutter to eat at least after the Kadesh Yaseh. If it's a shogeg, it can be Motzei Shabbos for others, not for him. And if it's done by mezid, nobody can ever eat from it ever again. The Bavli Baba Kama says that this is because it says Ki Kodesh Ulachem by Shabbos, which means that Meister Shabbos are considered to be like Kodesh and therefore Osir. Shmuel Harek Rabbi Yochanan Sandler. Shmuel Pascha Rabbi Yochanan Sandler, which of course is the most severe approach. Rav Karav Amoy Bechavrusei, when Rav Paskin among the Chabura, in other words, when he was teaching his Talmidim, he Paskin like Rabbi Meir, who was the most lenient. That even he himself can eat it on shogeg. If he could cook them, shogeg can even eat himself on Shabbos. But he paskin when he paskin like the B'tzibura, Rabbi Yochanan Sandler. Then he was macher like Rabbi Yochanan Sandler. Rabbi being Sandler, Rav held that it's a Stam Mishnah, our Mishnah, Machlik Sabraisa. That was like Stam Mishnah, and the Stam Mishnah in our case is like Rabbi Meir. It says Vashel b'Shabbos b'Shogeg Yochel Mezil Yochel. It's like Rabbi Meir. On Rabbi Shimon Bar Karsna, Rabbi Shimon Bar Karsna said Rabbi Shmuel ben Rabbi Yochanan broke a Horilon. He passed him them like we passed him to the seaboard like Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka. Sorry, but it was Shmuel son Rabbi Yochanan Broka. Tanya Shmuel ben Rabbi Yochanan Broka Omer. Kol der Shleim Ashigoso Chatos. Was his donor Kores. Anything which is an Isur Kores on Shabbos. You did it inadvertently get a Chatos. Deliberately you do get a Kores. But so Shabbos Bein b'Shogeg Bein b'Mezid. Whether you did it unintentionally or intentionally. Asur. It's forbidden. V'lo Yachel and should not be eaten. Bein lo Bein lachir. both for him and not for him. Nobody's allowed to eat it. Um, to the best of my recollection, this is not the shita of Rabbi Shmuel ben Osher ben Broka is not brought down in the Bavli. It's more extreme than Rabbi Yochanan Sandler. It says that anything to the course they did with Shabbos may show you ben Mazid Aser v'lo yachel ben lo lacher. Sounds like forever. It's also for everybody, even b'shoyim. Anything which you're not chayv, if you did it b'mezid chorus, if you did it b'shoyim chatos, but you did it on Shabbos, it means it's a drabanan. B'shogeg yochel motzei Shabbos lacher v'lo. And that, when it gets to the Rabbanan, he goes, Yochanan Sandler. That by only by the Rabbanan, not by the Raisa. That by showing you can eat Motzei Shabbos, others can eat it, not him. But May said nobody can eat it. Boker Rabbi Yochanan, Mar Ma'omar. They've asked Rabbi Yochanan, what do you have to say about this? Amar Lon Ani Ainli Elo Mishnah. I don't know anything else. All I know is the Mishnah. It's our star Mishnah, which is go right Meir. Mevashel b'Shabbos b'shogeg yochel, b'mezid lo yochel. I'll show you that, which is the most lenient shita. I'll show you even he can eat it on Shabbos. Mezid he should not eat it till Motzei Shabbos. Also others should eat the Motzei Shabbos. There's a nice little chart in the article here. I'll hold it up to the camera. And oops, get the Facebook out of the way. If you could see it, then you'll see that it says Rabbi Meir, and then Rabbi Yehuda, and then Rabbi Yochanan Sandler, and then Rabbi Shmuel ben Nosh Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka. And it lists the various different shitas, and if you can read them, I'm not sure you read them, it looks backwards on your screen, but if you can read them, then it's great. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's go further. Shama Rav Chisda. The Chisda heard this conversation of Rabbi Yochanan and the people who made the prayer of him. Amar said, "V'chihuchu Shabbos Shabbos made like heter," and in other words, you say pasking that betzibur flamei haaretz. How can you pasking that way? Even by the rights of the eat b'shoigeg. It's going to make Shabbos much more lenient in their eyes. Lochem Maravuna b'shem Rav, v'tari Rav Chia b'shem didn't Rav Huna say name Rav, and Rabbi Chia also learned to say the Baisa. But Shana Yomim Nishni said Ashoech Tavshil Gabi Kir b'Shabbos. So this is the Rabbanan, right? You forgot a Tavshil left it on the stove on Shabbos. B'shogeg yochal, b'mezid lo yochal. So if you did it b'shogeg, you can eat it. If you did it b'mezid, and it was not grufa knum, obviously, you didn't put it on the blech, right? B'mezid lo yochal, you shouldn't eat it. But if it's b'mezid, you shouldn't eat it. Next you do. So people became suspects. Shemnichem zidim, that they put it down deliberately. And they said, "Oh, we forgot." And they said, "Okay, even shogeg, we're no longer going to allow it." And you say by Doraisa, you're making a shogeg, look at Meir. Even here we see by even the Rabbanan they're machmir. Says Gemara, Rabbi Hillel said nechshidu yos menichim. So Kadeshim. They might leave stuff from before Shabbos, but v'lo minei nechshidu yos v'vashli. So lemigdar milsa, we have to be machmir under the Rabbanan. But the rice are not going to be machmir because they don't cook. They might be meniach, but they don't cook, and therefore machmir by menichin, not by v'vashli. They find you by leaving and not by cooking. So it's really the continuation of the Brisa now. They went, but they came back and they said, if it's a dish which gets better as it cooks, and you left it on the stove inappropriately for Erev Shabbos, it's also. Mitztamik v'ralo, it's mutter, not just potter. I mean, obviously, can't say potter, but instead, if it gets worse the longer it stays on, so then it's mutter. You're allowed to lechatchila put it on, leave it on the stove without doing the garo for cotton business. Um, the so here it says, so even though it says here it sounds like mutter means to eat it, the word Shabbos Daf Lamed Zayin Beis says you're mutter also to leave it deliberately. What gets better as it cooks over time? Literally as it contracts and shrivels, it gets better. Kruv, cabbage, afunin, peas, ubasar, taruf, and cut up meat. This is like a stew, right? It gets cut into pieces. Rabbi Tanka, right down said, Avroshi lefosos, these are turnip heads, Vashi kaflutos, and leek heads. Also, they made them. I'm not sure made them means literally. I guess they perceived them and they categorize them as mistamik v'yafalo. Beitzi mayim. What about eggs? Rabbi Yossi Shem Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yerim Rabbi China Shem Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yossi said that Rabbi Shmuel said Abol Beiso. My father came home. Umotza Sham Beitzim, and he found on Shabbos eggs v'asar, and he forbade it. So it's because it's mistamik v'yafalo. Bchamin, hot water, vitir. It just evaporates, doesn't get better. So it's mistamik viralo. It has the getter, it's in the parameters of mistamik viralo. The Shul B'Shem Bar Nosson B'Shem Reicham Rachin said, Aniva Abba Alinu L'chamas Goder, should be? When the Chamas Goder, V'vil for a B'teitzi K'tanos K'uzvedin. They brought us the eggs which are small like hawthorns. I can't tell you how a small hawthorn is, but it must be pretty small. The Tamun Yofek Kepinka Sarin, and it was as tasty as delicacies. So I guess that's an evidence that it's Mitzrayim B'Gefel because it had to shrivel up in order to get its size, and it evidently tastes quite good. Tanya, we learned the Brisa. Tanya, Lotma Isha Kedera associates to Musin. Women not full of associated to musin. Well, associated, we don't know what they are. To musin are called lupins in English. They are legumes which get better the more you cook them. They need a lot of cooking. So you shouldn't put them, shouldn't put them Erev Shabbos just before nightfall. Because we're afraid of Shema Yechate. You might come to stir the pot. Nasna, and therefore, she did put them there, even though she only is the Rabbana, but because she put it Erev Shabbos. But since we're afraid Shem Yechata, we suck to her. If she puts it there, Asur Motzei Shabbos Kadesh Yasu. They're also Motzei Shabbos until Kadesh Yasa, right? Until the amount of time elapsed that they could have made it Motzei Shabbos. Rabbi Achamar ben Mezid Kreb Meir. Rabbi Acham said no. Well, it's not clear from the Brisa which he's talking about, so I guess we'd say our arguing interpretation of the Brisa, actually. Rabbi Achamar ben Mezid Ur Kreb Meir. This Brisa is talking about we did it deliberately. That's how you mayor. In other words, it works even according to mayor, even though it's a Rabbanim, because Shem Yichata, they asked it until Motzei Shabbos, just like our mayor said. That's about B'shoigeg. They said, no, it's talking about B'shoigeg. Krab Yudah, in other words, again, even though it's Rabbanim, but it says Shem Yichata, so therefore, it's even applies to Shogeg. The interesting Kavanaki here, he says, even though Meir Rabbi talked only about Mavasha, the way we're learning it's true also about Masha. We leave it on the fire from before Shabbos. And the Brisa before, where Meir said Shogeg and Mazid are the same, when Brisa where Meir said Shogeg and Mazid are the same by the Rabbanans, even though they don't hold of it here, or associated to Musa different, but I think it's more mistaber. So it's different than normal Rabbanah, because since you need a lot of cooking, so therefore we come down harder then. And then he says, even though the Bryce is talking about Rishoyim, even though you could say a Bryce is talking about Rishoyim, it still makes sense to him to say that that's talking about. I'm sorry, the Bryce before they say it was Rishoyim. It still doesn't make sense to say the Meir would ask Shoying until Motzei Shabbos Chlesh Yaseh. Okay, so Amar Imana Yosem Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi said good. That does Bryce is Rabbi Yehuda. That's even showing it. Tanya, we learned Hanotea b'Shabbos. Somebody who plants a tree on Shabbos, plants a plant on Shabbos. Show you did it unintentionally. You can leave it. Mezi Akor, if he did it liberally, it has to uproot it. The Shvi it's on Shemitah. Bein Mishogeg, Bein Mezi Yakor. When he did it inadvertently or liberally, he's got to uproot it. Rabbi Mechil Fadvoi says the opposite. In Shvi it's Mishogeg Kaim Mezi Yakor. Shemitah is differentiating between Shoyeg and Mazid. But Shabbos, Bein Mishogeg, Bein Mazid Yakor. When he did it Shoyeg Mazid, he has to uproot it. And then Shanoy Shabbos Olav. Because of the Anoah from Meiser Shabbos. So the Rabbi explains, if you leave the tree, you always become naneb from the one day earlier you're able to plant it. And you can never remove the sanah unless you uproot it and plant afresh. So Rabbi Yehuda answered, even b'shoigeg, the anoah melecha Shabbos also after Shabbos. B'kan, and so even b'shoigeg, kan became a shet omer lo amtein motzei Shabbos. Ad kadesh yasu, and here because where he's telling him to wait by to Motzei Shabbos until kadesh yaseh. Rabbi Yehuda holds that this also is osir, and he holds that even the kamishlo nene mechmas. Well, he has to wait to ad kadesh yasu for the same reason. In other words, they shouldn't have the ma'aser hanoah from Shabbos, right? That's why it says, "Nosim Shabbos shiasu," and the Yerushalmi holds that is the same thing as uprooting the tree, so you don't have hanoah from doing something early on Shabbos. Here you have to wait the shiasu in order that you don't don't get hanoah from the fact that you did on Shabbos. So you have to wait that long. So Shabbos kum. So as if at that point it's as if he has no hanoah from Shabbos. So I'm thinking, that and tomorrow we're going to get into the discussion of what the Nekudas HaMachlekes is. But I'm thinking that, according to the Yerushalmi, it sounds like the according to Meir, where it says, according to Meir, so then it's not, there's no Kadesh Yasa. And Kadesh Yasa is Taka only a din Rabbi Yehuda. I don't remember if that's true in the Bavli. But I think it is. I think in the Yerushalmi, but I think in Yerushalmi we do Pascha Rabbi Yehuda. The Bavli do Pascha Rabbi Yehuda. And that's why we have the Katzah Kadesh Yasa. Because there's no Katzah Kadesh Yasa. The Yerushalmi is saying Katzah Kadesh Yasa is by Shabbos is parallel to Yakor. When you know Avashim Shabbos is consistent with Shvius B'Mezid Yakor in order that they should not be none from Meiser Shabbos. Let me just bring here the locha. Vashu Shabbos Meza also Olam Achem Mutar Mitzvah Shabbos Miyad Shogeg Aser Bo Bayom Gam Lacherim Uler Mutar Lo Miyad. No, so we pass actually Meir straight up, and there's no Chedesh Yasa according to Meir. It's only Chedesh Yasa according to Shulchan Aruch here. It's only Chedesh Yasa and Shinu Chesal. It's only when they it's I think the Ramah says differently. I don't remember exactly. But in any event, according to the Shulchan Aruch, for some reason who cooks on Shabbos, Meza also lo olam, Achem mutar motzei Shabbos miyad. And we're showing also bo bayom gam Achem el mutar gam lo miyad. So I think that Shia says only then. I don't know if Ramah argues. I don't know. That's probably just wrong. But Shia applies to when the goy made it. I think when a goy made it for you on Shabbos. That then you have to wait the Shiyasa, like something comes to Chutz Latchum. But by the Shulchan Paskin straight up by Meir, and the Shiyasa here is only according to Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, and that brings us now to somewhere in Chaf Aleph Amud Aleph. I mean, Chaf Beis Amud Aleph. Yeah, not time Rabbanan. So that's about halfway down, and that's where we'll stop from Yitzhak tomorrow.